It's time to have a chat about platform exclusives. Drop me a line in the comments below, but first, my opinion. I'm Tarmack, and this is Feature Creep. We've seen plenty of examples of exclusive content delivered to less than a full complement of the available video game platforms. Sometimes it wouldn't work out very well, like shooters on tablets. Other times, porting to a console is cost prohibitive, such as what the Wii U has experienced given its low adoption rates. Further still are situations where one of the major groups actually funds the title, such as Bayonetta 2 being paid for entirely by Nintendo. Those are all fine, and the reasons for the exclusivity are pretty understandable. But there's another side to exclusives, a dark side, a malicious side, the kind of side you wouldn't want to share with your friends, or at least you can't because they own the wrong hardware. I'm talking about console exclusivity. The next Tomb Raider was announced at E3, but recently it came to light that this title was going to be an Xbox exclusive. Daryl Gallagher, the head of Crystal Dynamics, which is the studio making Rise of the Tomb Raider, confirmed it in a blog post saying, quote, "Rise of the Tomb Raider, coming holiday 2015, is exclusively on Xbox," end quote. Now, I did hear a few reports that it may actually be a timed or console-specific exclusive, but from that wording, we have nothing else official from Microsoft or Crystal Dynamics that really refutes it. First, I want to berate some publishers for their abuse of the English language. You don't get to use the word exclusive when your game is going to be multi-platform. That confusion is precisely what has led to the greater online game community seeing this Tomb Raider announcement and freaking out. Using console exclusive is really only a marginally better term, but it's clear that big publishing companies couldn't care less, so long as they can include the word exclusive in the pitch somewhere. Here's the issue that I have with exclusive titles. They give absolutely zero benefit to gamers. In fact, they benefit precisely two groups. They benefit the hardware manufacturers who are banking on exclusive deals selling more machines, and they benefit keyboard activist gamers who have so much free time that they spend it on message boards and other online locales merely ragging on people for buying the console that they have chosen to dislike for some arbitrary, meaningless reason. Exclusives don't benefit the rest of us, period, and Microsoft continuing to feed the console loyalty battle is doing damage to the industry. In the case of Tomb Raider, what we have is a game that has historically been released on any platform that has been available at the time. These multi-platform releases garner a much wider swath of players and of course have a greater market potential simply due to the better availability. This means that the deal Microsoft wrote for Square Enix must have been extremely lucrative. When a publisher pulls a stunt like this, as I mentioned, gamers don't benefit. The Xbox player gets nothing extra or better as a result of exclusivity. It doesn't make the game better or give those loyal fans of one half of the current console generation a better experience. All it does is punish PlayStation gamers. That's it. That's what exclusivity does. It punishes the people who chose wrong. How do I know it doesn't result in a better experience? Because all video games are essentially developed on PC in the first place anyways, and ported to console late in development. With both consoles being much closer analogs to PC in the first place, unlike last gen, and per numerous developer quotes, it makes porting a phenomenally simpler task. Beyond that, we have the interesting dichotomy of the situation. Square Enix whined about how poorly the last Tomb Raider sold because they set their expectations outside the realm of reality after spending many millions of dollars on making it. So this time, let's cut the audience down by about 2/3. It's actually more than 2/3 because Xbox One is kind of lagging in sales at the moment behind PS4, and the PC market is enormous. And Microsoft will be heavily subsidizing the game, which essentially takes a bit of the risk out of the hands of Square Enix, but does that mean that they aren't as confident in their own product? Time will tell. Now, I should mention that I'm not giving Sony or Nintendo a free pass. This console exclusivity nonsense has been going on for years and it hurts everyone. In this case, I'm just going after Microsoft and Square Enix because this particular example is worse and is the most recent one to occur. The point of this whole rant is to simply expound on the virtues of a multi-platform release. The wider the audience, the less of this bickering about which platform is better and that people who chose the other platform are bad people, the more games for us to pick, the better off that we all will be. I'm quite frankly disappointed in Square Enix for doing this. It's a slap in the face to fans of the series, especially when Gallagher goes on in his blog post to say that this doesn't mean that they're walking away from PS4 and PC gamers because Temple of Osiris and the definitive edition of the previous Tomb Raider will be out soon. Gallagher should know better than to say such drivel. Rise of the Tomb Raider is a direct sequel where a significant portion of the people who played the first game can't play the second game. I think the phrase walking away from PS4 and PC gamers is a pretty apt one myself. So let me know what you think about console exclusives, timed exclusives, and such. If Feature Creep strikes your fancy, hit that subscribe button for more. That's all I have to say. Tarmack out.